Hello! Today we're going to go over the arpeggios that you need to know for Student Day Level 6. So you need to be able to play any major or minor arpeggio that starts on a black key. So that gives us 10 different keys that we need to be familiar with, right? Because there's 5 black keys and we need to know major and minor. So let's get started. We're going to learn these in groups that are similar. So I'm going to start with, there's 3 major black key arpeggios that use the exact same fingering. So let's start with those. There are 3 chords that have a black key that you start with, followed by a white key, followed by another black key. The fingering for these, we're going to use 2 and 4 on the black keys, thumbs on the white. This applies to A flat, D flat, and E flat. So here's A flat major. And your right hand does the same thing. 2, 1, 2, 4. Hopefully that gives you a good idea there. It's literally the same fingering for E flat. And D flat. Oops. Hard to hold a camera and play these at the same time. But you get the idea. It's the same thing. 2, 1, 4, 2 in the left hand and 2, 1, 2, 4 in the right hand. So both of them you're immediately crossing over. If you decide to do these hands together, you do not have to, but if you decide to do them hands together, your thumbs always land on the white keys together. So those 3 major keys use the exact same fingering, and there are some minor keys that also use that same fingering. So D flat major and D flat minor have that same chord shape. You just have to know which white key you need there, right? Same thing with A flat major and A flat minor. Same feel, black, white, black, so same fingering, just a different white key. You get the idea. Now, let me actually double back. E flat, it becomes all black keys, so we're going to come back to that one later. But F sharp, also known as G flat, when you make it minor, it is the same shape. So the fingering applies for F sharp minor / G flat minor as well. 2, 1, 4, 2. Oops. You get the idea. So those all use the same fingering. Now, let's talk about the 2 keys that are going to have all black keys. F sharp major and E flat minor. Fun fact, these are relative major and minor. So G flat major is the relative major for E flat minor. These 2 keys, the chords themselves, are all black keys. So we're going to pretend they're all white keys and use the same fingering we would if we were playing, for example, C major. Right? So it's 5, 3, 2, 1, just on the black keys. 5, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And right hand is the same thing, just like for G major, 1, 2, 3. You'll actually tuck the thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're just going to do that on the black keys. And the minor is the same. All black keys, so we're going to use the same fingers as if we were playing all white keys. Please note, for the arpeggios, they don't have to be purely perfectly legato. When you start to cross, if your elbow is going to come out crazy like a chicken wing, then that's when you let go and you float. So particularly when I'm coming down in my left hand, when I'm tucking under, there's a moment I'm floating just a little bit. So what we don't want to do is go jump and whack that note, right? If I'm doing that, I'm not tucking at all. So I need to tuck some to keep from whacking it and landing too hard on that thumb note. However, I am letting go at the last second rather than being a contortionist and winding up with my chicken wing over here, right? So at the last second, I let go. All right, let's talk about the fingering. There's two more keys we haven't gone over yet, B flat major and B flat minor. So these are part of the, I call it the island of misfit toys, just those chords that there's nothing else quite like them. So B flat major, we're starting on a black key right here. So left hand, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Tripped up a little there. We don't want to start with our pinky because then our thumb ends up on a black key. We try to avoid that at all costs. Unless you are playing a blocked chord, right? Unless I'm playing, you know, one of these chords, I don't want my thumb on a black key. Scales and arpeggios, no thumbs on black key. It's like forbidden, okay? So 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And for my right hand, I'm actually gonna cross immediately. I start with 2, but I want my 4th finger on B flat. This is pretty comfortable, right? And just like in the minor scales, 4th finger is always on B flat. It works out really well to have 4th finger on B flat in the arpeggio as well. Oops. I really need to set this up so I can focus on playing and not have to hold the camera with one hand while I play with the other. You get the idea. Now, B flat minor, the left hand fingering will play the exact same thing we did before. 3, 2, 1, over and over. For the right hand, it does change a little bit here. We will do 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I actually have a book to reference. You may have one at home as well. This is the Hannon exercises, and it's the full everything he ever wrote. And I don't know if you've done Hannon with me before, but he wrote a bunch of warm-ups that are very popularly taught. But anyway, it's got a reference in here for all of the fingering, and I find it very useful. But if you need a visual aid, I can send you pictures of these if you would like. But here's that B flat minor fingering just for you to reference. 2, 3, tuck the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So hopefully that helps. If you want me to send you this so that you've got it to reference, I can scan it and send it to you. Because again, sometimes it's so nice to have it all written out. However, I want you to think about the ones that are similar so that you're not just memorizing a bunch of random fingerings, but you're understanding why those fingerings were chosen and why we use different fingering for different keys. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy practicing.